Howdy everybody, welcome back to the barn. I have been trying to round stuff up for Chicago. Be heading up there Saturday morning, just going for the day. But figured I'd at least go up and check things out. So tonight, I was kind of going through pipes, trying to figure out which pipes I was going to put in my bag to take with me. I'm sure we'll drag at least one new pipe home, but wanted to make sure I had some of my old trusty pipes with me to enjoy out in the smoking tent. And kind of got me back in the mood to go through a few more of the pipes in my pipe collection. So and I've been kind of doing them in groups, so I'm gonna kind of stick into that method. I guess I will start off with what I am currently smoking. I'm currently smoking a Peterson Irish, I think that's how you say it, sandblasted. I think this is a B10. Yeah, B10. And I am currently smoking some GLP's Horizons. This is some pretty tasty stuff. I just about to the end of that tin. But and since I'm smoking a Peterson, I figured I would show off a batch of my Peterson pipes. I think I've said it a couple times on here in the past. My my favorite line of Peterson pipes are the Irish Harps, especially in a sandblast for the most part. I'll show you what I mean by that here in just a second. I don't own every Irish Harp. I've got I got half a dozen Irish Harps of different shapes. But we'll start off with my probably my favorite. I've smoked it on here a lot, and that is a straight 608 sandblasted Peterson Irish Harp. This one I like getting these from smoking pipes, since they photograph all their pipes individually. I enjoy that because I can get a better idea. I can really see what kind of, without being, and holding them in your hands, you can really get a good idea of how the pipe actually looks. And this little 608 here, it has a very good, for a factory pipe, has an excellent sandblast on it. But Irish Harps, I really like that. I guess you'd call that kind of a Cumberland colored stem. The silver accents, and you'll notice I got a few of these silver accents that definitely need cleaned up a little bit. You can tell the ones I smoke a lot because the silver band's starting to tarnish on them. But 608 is definitely one of my favorites. That's probably my most smoked Peterson if I had to guess. Next is another, like I said, most of these are sandblasted. This is an 01 shape. So I definitely, as you, if you can't figure this out by now, I like pots. So an 01 and a 608 are both pots. 01 here is a bent pot. This one is probably, out of my Irish harps, my least favorite. And it's really the size of the mouthpiece. It's not uncomfortable or anything. It's just very bulky. And compared to the other Irish harps I have, with the exception of my 53, it smokes good. I enjoy smoking it. It's just out of all of my bent pipes that I do own, this is probably, I don't know, I just don't care for the stem on it after I got it. I still think it's an absolutely excellent looking pipe. Like I said, another one that's got a pretty good factory blast on it. You know, it don't have killer ring grain on it, but it's definitely got some ring grain on it, and that makes a sandblast nice, but I still like the look and the texture of a sandblast, even if it's kind of a crappy sandblast. So next will be this is a 124, I believe. This is the very first Irish harp that I bought. And I'm not going to lie, this one come from smoking pipes as well. And like I said, being able to see the individual pipes on smoking pipes and I'm having them photographed separately, it was the stem on this one. I love sandblast, but that stem was more reddy orange than most of the Irish harps I see. It doesn't have hardly any black in it, or the black is very minimal, as you can see, and it just made it look a lot different than all the other Irish harps that they had at the time, and that's what stood out to me. So this is an excellent little pipe. I have to be careful with it. I have a tendency to be a fast smoker, so this one can get a little warm on me if I'm not paying attention. This is probably my second favorite Irish harp to smoke next to the 608, and this is this bent 127, little bent Dublin. See if I can get the light on it. This one too has a very good, for a factory pipe, it has a really good blast on it. Just really love the character of the briar that you get out of a blasted stummel. But and this one's got a fairly a bright, compared to some of my other ones, stem on it as well. But fantastic little pipe. And like I said, I don't know how well it's showing up on the camera or not. I definitely need to do a little cleaning on my silver bands. Next is when this shape come out. I jumped on it because I just thought it was really neat. But this is one of the shapes from Peterson that I'm not generally... Smooth finish is probably my least favorite finish on a pipe. I own several smooth finishes, but it's just not... Typically, I'm not drawn to that. In the Irish harp lineup, this particular pipe, I have not liked it in any other finish, and that's the 3085. This little panel This is a great little pipe. This is a pipe that will be going with me to the pipe show to Chicago. Anytime I go to a pipe club meetup, took it. Muletown was the first pipe show I ever went to. I took this pipe with me to Muletown. Any place I go and there's a potential that I could have the opportunity to try some tobacco, this is the pipe that I generally try tobacco in. It smokes really well. It's not a very big pipe. The bowl is not very, not a very deep bowl. So even if you get a little carried away and you pack this pretty full, you're not snatching a whole bunch of that free tobacco that you're getting from some generous individual that allowed you to sample their fine tobacco. So, so that's part of the reason I use that. And even then, a lot of times if I'm getting a sample, even on this, I usually only go about a half a bowl just because, well, I don't want to be a jerk. I appreciate people being generous as they are. So, but Irish Harp 3085 in a smooth. I look at these on a regular basis in the sandblast finish, trying to see if I can find one that I like. And I have yet to find one of these in a sandblast that, in my opinion, looks decent. Most of the time, I don't know if it's because it's the panel or what it is. That thing, this in a sandblasted finish, it always looks like somebody shot it with a shotgun. It's just, I think it looks awful in a sandblast. But in the smooth, I really like it. And like I said, that's a pipe that travels with me quite a bit. And then the last one in the lineup of my Irish Harps is the 53. Which is just a straight billiard with a saddle bit. I don't know how well you can see that. This is probably the latest Irish Harp that I've bought. Like I said, I watch for Irish Harps because I really like them. And I want to say I started buying the Irish Harps last year sometime. And I just watch. I go through the pictures on... I decide on a shape, or I go through the shapes that I don't have from Peterson in the Irish Harp lineup. And I just scroll through the pictures looking for them. And when I find one that's got a decent blast and some character to the briar, like on this 53, there's quite a few little pits and stuff on it. And, it's got some decent grain that's showing up through it. But then it's just got this like gnarly spot down here. And if you look at the stem or this part of the stummel, whatever you call it, the shank. I'll get it in a minute. The shank. You can see it looks like it's got, I don't know if it's showing up on the camera or not. It looks like it's got a few pits and stuff in it. Right where it goes from the blasted to the smooth where it's stamped. And I don't know, to me it just gives it a lot of character. I know a lot of folks don't like to see flaws and that sort of stuff, and if it doesn't affect the pipe, I don't care. I like the character of it, and so I enjoy that. And the whole sandblasted thing, believe it or not, this Arclo, or however you say it, that I'm currently smoking tonight from Peterson, this is the pipe that when I got this, looking at it, and it was like all of a sudden it hit me that sandblasted pipes is what I wanted to buy. Like I said, I've bought lots of smooth pipes, since I've started collecting pipes. But I don't know, a sandblast is just such a beautiful, makes such a beautiful pipe. So I'm like planning to, my goal is to eventually get all of the shapes in the Irish Harp lineup. I have no idea how long that'll take. It just depends on the current pipe budget, I guess. Currently, like I said, I periodically go on and I watch, especially smoking pipes. When I'm in local brick and mortar shops, if they have any, I look at those. I really just got to, when I find one that meets this idea I have in my head, I guess, that's when I buy one. And if it's a shape I already have, I don't look at those anymore. I shouldn't say that. I still periodically do, in case I've run across one that just has like some absolutely spectacular grain. And if I run across something like that, I might double up on a shape, and then we'll smoke them side by side and see which one we like better, and then I might pedal one. But for the time being, I'm just enjoying them. So there's another group of pipes from my pipe collection, my Peterson Irish Harps. I think Peterson's probably the pipe that I own, or the manufacturer, the company I own the most pipes from. That was kind of where I got started, was with Peterson's, and I just enjoy their pipe shapes. They have a huge variety of pipe shapes and styles, and I've always had good luck with them, so that's why I buy them. Anyways, I'm going to quit rambling. Holy cow, this is already over 17, almost 18 minutes, so appreciate y'all checking out what was going on. Hope y'all have a good week. Hopefully, if you're going to Chicago, I'll see you there. And until next time, take care.